The speakers?
Not yet.
So we are going to begin.
God. Truya Shalev is here. Stefan is here.
Hello. Where's
Hello,
Truya?
Adina is here. Dita Sadowski. My whole cast is here. Wait a minute. I'm not seeing everybody, but I'm so touched. My goodness.
There's Jean.
Yes, hello, I'm here.
Coucou, Jean.
Hi. Hi, Fania. Hi, Eli.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
hello.
Oh my goodness. And
Hello.
the Landsteins are here, the dear Landsteins.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Neil Nathaniel, Danny Posen and Jane Posen.
You
John
got Jane
Robertson.
Posen from New York and Daniel Posen from Switzerland. So you got stereophonic Posens.
Really, I'm going to need tissue quickly.
I'll bring you some.
Oh, this is unbelievable. It's like being in one's own bat mitzvah or funeral or both.
Nothing of the sort.
Both happy occasions.
Even Dean Zaltzberger is here.
Oh, the dog is also there.
Hello from Shikun Rasco.
Great.
Sentence with the funeral was also said by our Secretary General at her virtual retirement party yesterday. So you're in good company, Fania.
Excellent company. Excellent company. My goodness.
Hi, Fania.
Hello, Anne.
How are you? I think my dogs need to come in.
Hello, and Dennis Strauss is here. And Jean.
Shalom, Fania. Eli.
Hey, Fania.
Oh, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Shalom, Jean. How are you? How is the day? It's middle of the night, my goodness.
Yes.
Which one is this? Mocha?
No, that's Menial.
Hello. Okay, this one is Mocha.
Oh, very nice. Very
Dear
nice.
Jean, whenever you want to go to sleep, I know it's past midnight over there.
Okay. Yes. We love you. We love you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we love you.
So many beautiful faces.
Shalom.
Brenner, Israel Bartal.
שלום, שלום. אני מברך.
All my young friends are here.
Ayush.
Birnak, hello. Levi.
Panya.
Thomas Meissen. I cannot call everyone's name. Nadav Zaltzberger. And everybody looks so healthy and so wonderful. And Yossi and Nitza Bendova here, and Yossi has not been arrested yet.
שלום, נכון, נכון, יצאנו מהעניין. We got out of it with no arrest.
Yes, Yossi Bendov has this
I
morning
rushed home.
conducted a brave civic struggle on behalf of Israeli human rights, and he has not been arrested. I'm so proud.
That's right.
Of the
Are you all vaccinated? Is everybody from Israel vaccinated?
Yes.
Yes.
Most of us.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Shalom לנילי כהן, שלום יקרה.
איפה?
Debra Shmuel is here. Manuel Gross is here.
Is here.
Hi. Hi,
Marina, my dear cousin.
ממש שמחה לראות. מצטערת על הפרישה, אבל אולי זה טוב, אבל כל כך שמחה לראות את כולכם.
זה היה שווה, נילי. It was worth it, you know, just to see all these wonderful faces. And here are Martin and Antoinette, all the way from Göttingen. This is a truly global meeting. Ulf Lindgren from Stockholm, my dear. Maxine. Here is Maxine.
Hello.
I hope. And the beers all the way from California, I think it's morning, isn't it? Sort of. We are really around the world. I think that except from the South Pacific, we've got every part of the globe covered.
The king of Tonga sends his regards.
Do some fundraising with the king of Tonga.
Fania, tell us when we can begin.
Is online. Yes. This is truly, deeply touching. Truly and deeply touching. Eliko, you should move so that I can see more faces. Hope is coming.
Dennis Drossos. Hi, Dennis.
Yes.
Hi, how are you? Do you remember us?
Canada.
Eleni is here.
Are you in Athens, Karina?
Yes, I'm in Athens.
Okay. Hi.
A very good Greek input. Miriam Tukan is here.
Hi, marhaba.
Marhaba. Yofi. Wow. Between us, we speak most of the languages in the world. Yes.
We need Chinese.
We have
No,
Chinese.
we don't. We don't need Chinese.
Hi.
We've had enough Chinese.
Let me introduce my dearest translator, Zhongji King, all the way from Beijing past midnight.
Oh, wow. Welcome.
Hebrew is one of the best Hebrews I've ever seen in any person, including
No, not
yes. Yes.
Okay, Fania.
Shalom.
Tell me when we
Shalom,
can
Fania.
begin. Are we waiting? Hi.
Shall we start?
Yes.
Let us start.
Okay. So welcome to Israel.
L'chaim.
L'chaim. Welcome, faculty members. Welcome, Fania's family members. Welcome, Fania's friends from all around the world. It is my distinct pleasure and honor to commence these digital celebrations in your honor, Fania, my dear colleague and friends. This is for you with all our love. And we have pre-recorded some of the greetings just because of connectivity concerns. But buckle up.
Nili.
Here we start.
Yes.
We are going to begin.
כן.
שלום נילי.
שלום.
היי,
שלום
נילי.
היי, שלום. יש שתי נילי.
Hello, נילי.
נילי עוז ונילי כהן.
נכון, שלום נילי עוז, החבובה.
שלום נילי כהן.
שלום נילי.
שלום. מה נשמע?
שלום לילי.
שלום. היי.
מוניקה.
היי, שלום.
Hi.
אני יודעת זאת מוניקה. הנה קטיה. קטיה, היי.
Yes, sorry, Marina, please continue. It has become a party for Nili, for my mother.
We will have time
one.
in the end to talk among us. Those who stay long.
Okay.
Okay. So, can you see?
Yeah.
Can you see the
Not yet.
share?
Karina?
Yes, finally.
Okay.
Hi, Karina.
So we are,
Hi, love.
Hi, love.
here we go. There is no more appropriate platform for Pania than the university, emphasizing the etymology of the word, the universe. As you can see, we are all gathered, zooming together across the universe to cheer for Pania. Pania is like a marathon runner, holding her torch of ideas, and we all stand on the sidelines and applaud. But unlike these ancient runners, Pania does not stop in Athens. She continues to circulate the globe endlessly and vigorously. Like the Renaissance scholar that she is, she shares her thoughts, tying together people and words and people reviving the past, embroidering its scholarship into our present. Panya is an historian. As part of her gender calling, she sheds light on the feministic her story. In Jews and Words, there is an appraisal of vocal women in Jewish history and a call for an urgent need of these voices in modern history. In the Hebrew version, Panya claims that there is no need to evoke these voices by, in Hebrew you would say, Ba'alat Ha'ov, or a necromancer, or a wizard, who conjures the spirits from the past. No, they will vocal their own sounds. They themselves are the wizards. And today, we are all with awe for our own wizard, who can conjure past spirits and catch prophetic glimpses of the future. Our Wizard of Oz, Professor Panya Salzberger Oz. Let the global journey begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain, and I'd like to welcome you aboard and enjoy your flight.
Dear Panya, greetings from the Cathedral of Stockholm. It was here that you stood when you helped me to explain Jeremiah for the congregation here in the cathedral. And do you remember what you said? You said, count the number of times when one word is repeated more than twice. And in that text of Jeremiah, the word was justice. And then you explained why justice is so important and that it's up to us to organize justice. And for me, you, Panya, that's typically you. Order and discipline, and then imagination and creativity combined. Knowledge and individual responsibility intertwined. We have spent so many fantastic hours together. I've learned so much from you, and I know that you will continue contributing to justice in the world. So keep on, Panya. Don't sit down and be tired.
Mazal tov on your retirement, Panya. As your aunt by marriage, which is a lovely thing, I've learnt so much from you, so much from your wisdom, so much from your brilliance, so much from your integrity, so much from your continual desire and in action to impact on the political world in Israel and also in the wider world. I've loved watching your Twitter following and how people adore what you write and retweet it and respond to you. So there is a blessing for when you meet or you think about, ideally meet, people of great learning. It's a blessing that says that God has taken from God's wisdom and shared it with people, especially people like Panya. And it's a blessing that thanks God from giving from God's wisdom to flesh and blood. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shenatan michochmato lebasar v'dam. And that's suitable for you on your retirement, and sending you lots of love.
Shalom. Dearest Panya, as I was notified that you have retired from your university, I experienced a strange feeling. At first I said to myself, what, will she really stop traveling around the world all the time, giving one lecture after the other while texting on her tablet and preparing in the cabin the next upcoming event? It is hard to imagine Panya not moving. Panya retired sounds like an oxymoron, a contradictio in terminis. So maybe you have chosen in purpose precisely the period of the pandemic to retire, so your absence from the conference halls and the airports should pass unnoticed. In any case, the closest to a retirement that I can imagine concerning you is a situation of somehow less motion while never stopping putting other people in motion. Fania cannot stop being an inspirator. I know that from my own experience. I met you for the first time in 2012 when our Mediterranean Society for Enlightenment Studies was initiated in the island of Zakynthos. I remember two things you said then. First, this has to be continued. So, next conference in Haifa. It was then that I realized that we had started something. This was on the very first day of our meeting. And by the end of the conference, you said, but before that, you had the conviction that you had no neighbors. But now you have changed your mind. Then I knew that we were at the beginning of a warm and sincere friendship. Without this Mediterranean society, our society, would be nothing but a flash in the pan. Fania, with her energy, confidence, and authority, became the soul of this thing. But this is not all I owe you. Thanks to you, I met one of the most important scholars and lovely persons I ever encountered in my life. And how rare is it to find both in the same person, the unforgettable Michael Head, and later his wonderful family and some of his friends. So, you have been introducing me in this virtuous circle of your family, and your friends and your acquaintances. Little by little I began to be acquainted with the best part of this admirable country of yours. For all this, I'm grateful to you. And for all this, plus your generous smile, you will always have a very special place in my heart. Fania יקרה, אני חייב לך. אלני ואני אוהבים אותך ואת המשפחה שלך. תודה רבה.
Dear Fania, I don't have to read dozens of articles in scientific journals to be convinced that your departure from our university is a big loss indeed. Thank you for decades of academic presence in the most diverse functions. And during this period, you did so much to promote the essence of our university around the world, and especially in Germany, where you contributed so much to a good and better understanding between enlightened Israelis and Germans all over the place. We know each other for more than 3 decades, and we will remain in contact. All the best for your new adventures, and hope to see you soon after the end of this terrible pandemic. Lots of love, Manfred.
Dearest Fania, Manfred had said it very well. I just want to add, I think that you were the warm-hearted human academic bridge between Israel and Germany. You have contributed to so many new insights, but also to keeping up, researching historic and current and future ties. And above all, your reputation and the love for you in Germany is very big, because you are always a great analytic mind, but you are also a very optimistic person with humor and a big smile. This is what the best of academia is. On top, you're a great friend of Germany. You understand things and you understand the people, and you will be our friend forever. We will miss you at the university, but we are happy that we will be friends and stay friends as long as we are here. Thank you very much, Fania. All the best. Big kiss.
I'm John Robertson of Oxford and latterly Cambridge Universities in the United Kingdom, and I've known Phanja since 1987 when she arrived in Oxford to study for her doctorate. And I want to say straight away what an honour and an absolute pleasure it is to contribute to this celebration of Phanja's academic and scholarly career so far. In Oxford, I won't say more than that she chose me as her supervisor, not the other, more usual way round. And that was my good fortune, for she enlarged my horizons, scholarly and cultural, in directions I simply hadn't contemplated before. But I've no intention of using my time to reminisce about Phanja at Oxford. That's the worst thing a former supervisor can do. Instead, I want, in a very few words, to try to capture the major contributions which Phanja has made to scholarship in her chosen field of intellectual history. Phanja was a pioneer, one of the first to recognize and articulate the importance of political Hebraism to European political thought in the age before the Enlightenment. By this, she meant not only works explicitly devoted to the Republic of the Hebrews, such as that of the Dutch thinker Petrus Cuneus in 1617. She wanted to draw attention to the importance of the peoples of the Bible for the political thought of central figures such as Hobbes and Locke. This is a subject in which I have followed Phanja's lead, becoming increasingly interested myself in the place of sacred history in political thinking from the mid-17th century into the 18th. As I do, I confess I differ from Phanja, being more inclined than her to emphasize the distinctiveness of the Jewish and Christian sacred histories. Spinoza was quite exceptional, I think, in bridging the two. But I suspect that for Phanja, that is to miss the point of what she has been arguing in all her scholarly work. No one can doubt her commitment to Hebrew, witness Jews and Words, the book written with her beloved father. But Phanja's point is that to engage with other religious and political cultures, we must translate. And translate the better to understand each other, not the other, but each other. To recognize difference, then to translate, in order to see what we have in common. To engage, for Phanja, is always to be ironic. I hope that Phanja's personal commitment, her unique ironic voice, will be heard in the world of intellectual history for a long time to come. Thank you very much.
Met Phanja about 20 years ago in Berlin, when you were a fellow at the Institute of Advanced Study in 2000, writing your book on Israelis in Berlin. And here is my little dog. Whoop, I just wanted to show her, because this is Mocha, like yours. And I was a young PhD student. I deeply admired you in your intellectual versatility, your knowledge, and more than anything else, your personality. Phanja, if I would need to describe you in 3 words, you are like a wise Mother Earth. You have the wisest spirit and soul and an unsurpassed warmth in your personality. You are, to me, human, humanistic, and humanity in the best sense of the words. And you are liberal in the best sense, politically and in person. We early on discussed politics and history at that time, sometimes controversially, including Israeli politics, the role of Israel in Europe, and the European legacy in the mind of Israel, including Erich Kästner, and we continued it. When I was teaching in Haifa, and almost any time we met, anywhere in Europe, often in Hamburg, sitting together at the breakfast table in Forbach. And we discussed our lives, also sharing sorrows and pain, and you were always a great comfort in my most difficult times. And I very much thank you for that. You were also most lovely with my little baby, whom you met, I think when she was about 8-month-old in Frankfurt, and you took your time to come to see us. And I hope she's going to meet you again soon. Panya, you have become, like Eli, very dearest friends, and my only concern is that we do not meet often enough and long enough to have enough time for talks and discussions and just enjoying life or going for a walk with dogs. So Panya and Eli, I hope that you finally will visit us in Switzerland, not only Hamburg, and of course our dogs also meet. And given that now we have 2 mockers, you have one and we have one, because we named our dog after yours, I hope that you come soon and we can enjoy our friendship more. And for now, I wish you a wonderful new year, hopefully better than the other years, or the other year, the 2020. And I give you a big, big, big hug.
Dear Panya, it was a rainy day in the fall of 2006 when we had dinner with the president of the University of Heidelberg. We presented our common project about liberalism and republicanism in early modern Europe that received funding from the German-Israeli Foundation. President Hommelhoff recalled the brilliant speech you had given some years earlier, opening the academic year in Heidelberg, where your granduncle, Joseph Klausner, had earned his PhD around 1900. Klausner had placed his hopes in the kind of intellectual exchanges he had experienced in Heidelberg, but was bitterly disappointed a few decades later. Our discussion then went on to politics, the Near East, and the upcoming American elections. You were extremely well informed and judicious on everything, also about the Democratic running mate, who I still believe should be called Joseph Biden. In your Oxford English, you taught me the correct pronunciation. Then you moved on and talked about sex. I do not remember what the precise topic was, but I very well remember that the prudish Protestant I am felt rather uneasy about raising such an issue in front of my university president. He, however, did not mind at all. The intellectual mix of that dinner in Heidelberg is representative for many other discussions I enjoyed with you. In Siena and in Jena, in Princeton, in New York and above Niagara Falls, in Paris and in Frankfurt, the city of Ellie's ancestors, and especially during my stays in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, Haifa, or during our trip to the Sea of Galilee. You and Ellie, Dean and Nadav, introduced me to your country, to your parents, and to your friends. On such days, I became a member of your vast intellectual family that stretches all over the world. They all knew that for you, searching for the right words and fighting about their best use is the only way to fight against their abuse, and that this is a never-ending challenge, both in the scholarly field and in the political realm. But for you, fighting about words and interpretations is also a proof of friendship, and you definitely are a very generous friend in every sense. What a pleasure and what an honor it always was to face a real public intellectual with such a broad and profound erudition covering all possible areas, but especially a Jewish legacy of several millennia of which I was, and unfortunately still am, pretty ignorant. Thanks a lot for all the objections, the explanations, and the insights I owe you, and I'm looking forward to the continuation of our discussions on whatever can and must be called human.
Hi Panya, what a delight to be able to say to you Mazal Tov on an extraordinary career and Mazal Tov on retirement. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun and do lots of interesting things in your retirement. And on behalf of everybody in Australia, we'd like to thank you for all the marvellous, wonderful work you've done here. And personally, I miss you. Lots of love, Ricky.
Dear Fania, greetings from Washington, D.C., both from Michelle and me. And it is a long time that we have known each other and have been to conferences together, have enjoyed the company of colleagues, have been on all different occasions together. And I remember maybe it was the first meeting, our strolls around a beautiful castle in Normandy, a conference in France we first met. Many meetings in Haifa, in Washington, in Berkeley. Of course, all the visits I spent with the DRAD, visiting the Center for German European Studies in Haifa, which always started with your hospitality, with a wonderful dinner in Zichron Yaakov. I think for many of us, you were not just a part of the center, you were the very soul and heart of that center. And you will be very dearly missed, both by students and faculty, but also by the advisory committee. And of course, the highlight of it all was when you and Ellie and Mocha spent a semester in Munich, an unforgettable time where you were not only so popular with your students, you were popular with all of our staff, especially when you had us all over near the lake. And we spent a lot of time together. I have never seen any visiting professors in the many years I've invited them to Munich who knew probably every single mountain and every little lake in Bavaria. You have really discovered the landscape amazingly. Fania, it is very, very hard to believe that you will retire. I know all of us retire, but somehow Fania and retirement, I think it doesn't go together. Thinking of your energy, of your ideas, of your vitality, I know that you have a whole other career in front of you. And Michelle and I are very much looking for, in a post-corona time, that our paths will cross again in different continents, in many ways, academic and non-academic. And we wish you all the best for your next step in life.
Welcome home, Fania. Come in. We came to terms with the fact that we always have to share you with other seekers of your time and attention. With the Center for German Studies and German and European Studies, with the Monash University, with Paideia, the Institute for Jewish Studies in Sweden, with many advisory boards, among them the Israeli Democracy Institute, and with the German-Israeli Future Forum, and with many, many others. This is just a partial list. But we're so proud that this is the only place you called home, and it is your home. So, you know, as the director of the Posen Research Center, you created here a home within a home. Your kibbutz upbringing contributed, no doubt, to your ability to treat everybody in an equal way, regardless of rank, age, or political view. Your fearless willingness to keep an open dialogue, even in the most explosive times, amounted to endless correspondence in social media without resorting to undignified confrontation. So Fania, we love you. I love you. And it's not really a goodbye, because this is still your home, and you will always come back home.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed your flight. This is the only airport and flights coming in and out of Israel at the moment. So, and thank you to all the contributors. We'll have a chance to say thank you for everyone in advance. At the end, I'm sorry. Fania, as you can see, the theme of this event is the globe, around the world, universality, and also your unique path. And to combine this theme, the faculty decided to try and do something that I believe was seldom or never been tried before, and to add music to our appreciation of your path. So we are trying something unique. We, if you want, are going to try and go where no law professor has gone before, to write our appreciation and to sing it too. The lyrics are, we are the world. Now they are, Fania, you are for the world. The Hebrew lyrics were written by Shulamit Almog, our professor of literature and law. And of course, your former PhD student and an adjunct professor at our faculty, Gal Amir. The Arabic lyrics were written by Luna Halun, our very own alumni and adjunct lecturer, and the former clinic of the head of the clinic, Ronit Haramati Alpern, and myself were in charge of the English lyrics. And who could sing both in Arabic and in Hebrew and in English, but our very own Miriam Tukan. Miriam Tukan, together with the entire faculty and administrative staff, is going to perform the song. I would like to say a few words about Miriam, because she was so delighted when we approached and offered this opportunity. She was very thrilled, and we were double thrilled when we discovered these words from Jews and Words, talking about the Miriams of the world. We were also touched and excited when we discovered that Miriam Tukan is currently based in Cordova. Now, Miriam is an Arabic singer. She's a lawyer. She is a songwriter. She's a peace activist. And of course, a former student of yours. And without any further ado, I would like to present this song. Wait.
There comes a time when we hear a certain call, when the faculty must come together as one. We are here for you, and it's time to cheer and praise your root, your most astounding path. Youth with your words, encompassing the globe, connecting words and people, that's your choice. You created us, a great big family of followers and lovers of your voice. You are for the world a shining lighthouse. You brighten up the path between the past and future. In colliding worlds, connecting words and men, you weave a dialogue of flow and harmony. פילוסופים סקוטים שאף אחד לא מכיר, ומתו במאה ה-18, ועמנואל הזקן שדוד יומאיר, יהודים וגם מילים, קיפודים ושואלים. הקשבנו לך, מלמדת בחיוך, הבנה, סבלנות וידע אינסופי, בפורום פוזן, על כוס יין וגבינות, נפתחנו לעולם מופלא שלך. ברלין של חור, ברלין של ידע, רוחפת את על העננים של רוח ושמיים. בין שם לך, בין דוד יום לקנט, עדיין נפקחת לאורך הדרך שלה. سفينة وسراء أنت ومنارة ما بين بين برلين ملبورن وحيفا ما بين برلين ملبورن وحيفا صنعتي حضارة עד מגדלור, מתווה הדרך, מחברת עולמות שונים לכל עוקבייך. את רוקמת חוטים בין קהילות, טובה אריק חדש של שיח מלכד.
Before the world, a shining lighthouse.
You brighten up the best between the past and unseen future. In colliding worlds, connecting words and men, you weave a dialogue of law and harmony.
מגדלור,
מתווה את הדרך.
את מחברת עולמות שונים לכל עוקבייך. את רוקמת חוטים בין קהילות.
טובה אריק חדש של שיח מלכד.
ברלין של חול, ברלין של ידע, רוחצת על העננים של רוח בשמיים. בין שם וגם, בין דלת ירקה, עדיין תחת לאורך הדרך שלך.
את מגדלור, מתווה הדרך, את מחברת עולמות שונים בכל עוקבייך.
את רוקמת חוטים בין קהילות.
טובה אריק חדש של שיח מלכד.
את מגדלור, מתווה הדרך, את מחברת עולמות שונים לכל עוקבייך. את רוקמת חוטים בין קהילות. טובה אריק חדש של שיח מלכד.
Okay. So, clearly,
אוי, פאינה, אני אמורה עכשיו לדבר?
לא, עוד לא.
עוד לא.
Okay, okay. Fania, there's more. So you still have time together. So clearly, we don't know how to sing. This is how we became law professors. However, what we lack in talent, hopefully we make up in love. So as you can see, we all poured our love into this song. And now, before you have to speak, we still have several other parts, very short parts. We are going to go to the present. So I would like to invite Professor Dani Ben-Uliel, who is going to read the greeting before the present. A short poem. Thank you, Dani.
בשמחה רבה.
לילי?
פניה, הצליחי, אהבי, כאבי יופי, אביבי וסתווי, צעדי אל הלא נודע ולא דעת גורלך במודע, כל אחד מנחש קדימה עד היכן שהוא רואה, מכחולך משוך כספירית, תבונה ודעת, רגישות מוסרית, היית מצפן, התוות כיוון, לעתים, מדוע בעצם צירפת מפת עיקון, כוכב הצפון שלך זורח, על מפות נמשיך להתווכח. הפליגי במסעך, מפרש זהב ישמרך, הישמרי מסופות, החצי מהנמלים, כתבי באותיות החמצי מילים, אדוני עוז ייתן לך, פניה, שאותה צריכים. אוקירך תמיד, דני בן-אוליאל.
Thank you, Dani. That was beautiful. Really. And now I would like, for the presentation of the present, I would like to invite our former dean, Professor Gad Barzilai, to say a few words and to present your present.
Dear beloved Fania, it's very exciting for all of us. And obviously, we take it only as an apparent retirement because we are going to ask you to teach, and obviously you are going to continue your research, which is very important research. For me, I recall the old Jewish midrash that goes back about 800 years ago, according to which the wisdom of humanity is based on the wisdom of the feminine mind. And for me, you have been very prominent as a lighthouse, as the songs go, in a sense that I always found you to be very constructive and helpful in faculty debates, in conferences, in your unique ability to take very fundamental issues and very important, obviously, like social democracy, capitalism, equality, and to enlighten all of it with a very rich knowledge of intellectual history and European intellectual history. And secondly, especially as a former dean, I recall, I always found you to be amazingly powerful as a source of reconciliation between students and faculty, reconciliation among faculty members, and so forth. So with lots of love, we would like to bestow on you, dear Fania, a gift. Can we see it on the screen?
Lily?
And I will ask Eli, our beloved former dean, and as we all know, Eli is an expert on law and economics and theories of jurisprudence, but like Udini, Eli is also giving you physically our gift to you with lots of love, hugs, and we are going obviously to see you in our faculty.
Fania, you're muted.
It's my turn. You made me so good looking and skinny in this wonderful caricature. Dear friends, I am not a woman of words tonight. I'm a woman of gratitude. Never in my life did I believe or imagine that I would be sitting here in my best jacket and in my home slippers, my warm winter slippers, looking at the wonderful faces of about 100 of my most beloved human beings on earth. And having this wild, wild party,
Are we having connectivity?
Well, we'll wait until she'll come back, but that's the first time I heard Fania saying that she's not a woman of words.
That's a first. Also without words.
Well, as fine as children, it's quite refreshing to hear silence for us.
Don't get used to it.
Is everyone still there?
Yes.
Ellie's laptop simply collapsed in tears. You should have seen the whole laptop simply fell on the floor. Never did I imagine. I hope you can all hear me now.
I can open that.
Never did I imagine in my wildest dreams I would be sitting here in my favorite jacket and home slippers, looking at 100 of my most beloved faces around the globe and having a retirement party, which is earlier I said more like a bat mitzvah or a funeral, but not really. You know that. Not really. Eli could turn the thing off and then.
They will be back soon, don't worry. Stay tuned.
Commercial break.
Exactly.
Nadav, maybe you should sing for us meanwhile we wait.
Want to hear a rap song?
Tells you that people our age can't function without our kids.
It's all Ellie's fault. Believe me, the whole thing is Ellie's fault. And also the fact this was created by four wonderful people who I will be mentioning in a minute, as a surprise. But I'm married to a man who cannot keep secrets. You know that, I think many of you.
That's why we didn't tell him most of the...
I found out a couple of days ago, and I cannot even begin to tell you. I cannot even begin to tell you why I started crying quite early on with Ulf and Laura and Dionysus and all the wonderful people who spoke from around the world. I cannot tell you why I started crying even more when Miriam Tukan, my beloved former student, Immanuel Kant, Miriam, you remember, sang in Hebrew and Arabic and English. I cannot begin to tell you. So I will be short. I owe a debt of gratitude to the 100 of you sitting here, and I will begin with the 4 wondrous people who plotted this whole thing. My dean, Oren, always a kind of a young generation friend, but no longer, Oren. You are becoming a kind of a spiritual father to many of us. We appreciate you so much, especially this time and day. Your leadership is astounding and gentle. Dear Faina, who's been running the show here, Faina is not only my namesake, we are namesakes, you know, Fania and Faina. We are also both descended. I hope you don't mind, Faina, that I expose this. Both of us are descended from tough Jewish women from Ukrainian shtetls. We've been talking about it, you and I. We not only look alike, you know, these are the genes of the tough shtetl ladies who survived pogroms and worse and came out smart and shining. And unlike some shtetl survivors, Faina, you have brought out only the smartestness and sweetness, not the bitterness and cynicism of the shtetl. And that makes two of us, and I love you. The other person responsible, the third already, is my sister in soul and spirit, Ronit Haramati Alpern. We don't see much of each other these days. We don't talk a lot, but you know, Ronit, that we are sisters in many ways, in more ways than one. Toda rabba. Thank you so much, my dear. And finally, beyond the screen, but emanating beauty, wisdom, and a wonderful technical touch is our dear Lily Feibisch-Shaw, whom words cannot describe. A beautiful soul and one of the smartest persons I've ever met in so many ways, an inspiration. Lily, toda. Toda rabba.
And Lily.
Nadav has made sure that I will be thanking you, my dear, because Nadav loves you. I will now thank everyone who has been speaking here and those who have not spoken but showed up. You know, I used to think that I'm flying around the world because I love airports and queues and American immigration officers, that when I show up carrying a baby, Nadav, it was you, in a backpack on my shoulders, the immigration officer told me, do not put your elbows on my desk. So I did not. That's not what I love about traveling the world, not airports, not flights, not queues, not immigration officers. What I found out that I really love is people, landscapes, languages, and surprises. And this is what my research is also about: people, landscapes, languages, and surprises. I love being surprised. I hope that we will all go back not to globe-trotting the way we did before, but to something else, more gentle perhaps, but that would enable us to hug one another in the flesh, not only digitally. My hug to everyone who participated. And now, Miriam Tukan, my dear, and Shulamit and Gal, and those of you who contributed to the wonderful lyrics. I think my European friends would think that you have overdone it with the lyrics. And stop it. That you have overdone it with the lyrics. Come on already. But, you know, Miriam, you have not overdone it with your singing. You have given this meeting the music of hope, the music of optimism, the music of beauty, and the music of everything that has to do with the teacher-students relationship, with a generational relationship, with a Jewish-Arab relationship, with a Muslim-Jewish-Christian, complete atheist like myself relationship. You name it. You name it. And Eliku, Nadav is saying you should shut your Zoom up because the people are not hearing me well. So please, Eli. Are you sure? Yeah. Okay. This was the sound of the universe, mysteriously looking at us when we are here in this dismal time of plague and distrust and lies and civic unrest and civil ignorance. And here we all are working our asses off to make it different. So yes, my dears, Ulf and everyone who has spoken in the spirit of Ulf, saying, do not give up. No, I'm not giving up and I'm not retiring. I am continuing to work. I would like to thank all my wonderful faculty colleagues, the Faculty of Law at the University of Haifa, also the good people from the Center for German and European Studies, for being here today, for taking part, for singing with Miriam and with us. Your friendship and your camaraderie is helping out in this difficult time when we all have to work as a kind of a strange, bizarre avant-garde for goodness, for dialogue, and for truth. I would like to thank my two sons and my dear, dear mother, Nili, for everything that you have done for me. You have brought me here. You have brought me here. And to the memory of my dear father, Amos, who already knew that I have decided to retire from the University of Haifa, but did not know that one of the main reasons was that I knew already that he was very ill. He thought that in my retirement, he and I will write a second book together, which he was going to title Truth. And after his death, Nadav found in his study, 4 pages in his crowded, spidery handwriting, preparing our book about truth, truth in literature, truth in law, because Eli was going to be part of the project, and truth in history. And you know what? Maybe my father and I are still going to write that book one day. Most of all, I would like to thank my beloved man and husband, and I don't mind saying even Baal in Hebrew, which...
Nino.
Not Nino. No, thank you to Nino and Mocha, yes, of course. Thank you for reminding me. But Eli has been a rock in my own life, in our family's life, in the life of this wonderful faculty of law, in the life of our friends. And on this rock, I will keep building my very own and our very own global setup of working for the good, of working for the best, of working for truth, and for working for the delicacy of telling the truth in a humanist way.
And he has prepared some words. Abba.
Who has prepared some? Have you now?
No.
Well, in that case, I will finish by thanking you all and thank all 100 of you. And you are still around here, and I'm so touched. Toda rabba. Vielen Dank. Thank you so very much. Shukran, shukran, shukran. Eli, I think that it is time for you to close the evening.
I think that we are, if Faina is okay with this, we are closing the formal part of the evening.
We need to,
we have to raise the glass.
After Pania, there are no words but L'chaim.
No words but
I would argue.
L'chaim.
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 לחיים טובים.
Thank you everyone who contributed, thank you. And this concludes the formal part of the evening. We'll remain for some
Thank you, Faina, very much.
informal chat.
Great job.
Bye-bye.
You have a short film to show?
Bye-bye.
Yes, in the informal part. So there's going to be a very informal chat. Whoever wants to
stick around
for the
Faina, it's
informal
still
part of
recording. If you want to stop the recording, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Bye, dear Katya.
Bye, dearest Fania. I miss you so much. Mwah.
Merci, chérie. Merci.
So proud of everything you've achieved, and I know you have a lot more to do.
Thank you,
Good luck
darling.
with it all.
Good luck with your own wonderful work. Au revoir.
Love you.
Hi, Fania. This is Rohan, all the way from London.
Rohan, I was mute with awe and happiness to see you. Thank you for being here. Were you here all along?
Yeah.
Sorry for not seeing you before. I'm deeply touched, my dear Oxford friend.
Yeah, and it's a special friendship that we've had for a long time. I really appreciated our times in Oxford. Yeah, and
so did I, my dear, and I love you, and I love the wonderful science that you are doing for the sake of all of us. Rohan is doing some...
Bye-bye, Fania. Bye-bye, Ellie. We are going. We're leaving.
Bye, Manfred and Sonia.
You.
Take care. You're wonderful as usual. See you very soon.
Very, very soon.
Bye, Fania. Bye, Ellie. Nilichka. Bye-bye.
תודה רבה שבאת, יקירי. Thank you so much.
Lily, can you play the...
Lily, you should play before everybody else is leaving us. So please play it if you can.
If you have it.
Yes. We are not allowing anybody else to leave before you play Martin and Antoinette's little film.
1 second, it will get air.
And for those of you who have stayed, I will just say, first of all, I appreciate especially Dean and Gaia's presence, my son and girlfriend-in-law, because you have so many academic exams waiting for you and you have to go back to your studies, but still here you are. And my beloved son, Nadav, thank you. And you sang beautifully. I will not tell my faculty friends which of you sang to key and which of you did not sing to key, because the true key is the key of love. And the rest of it doesn't really matter. So I'll keep it to myself. And I love you. תודה. לילי?
כן, רגע, אני לא מוצאת אותה, שנייה אחת. לא הולכים לי פה בלי זה, עוד חצי דקה יהיה.
Maybe Martin and Antoinette, maybe... No, we edited it a little bit. We slowed it, Ellie says, so we have to find it.
And make music. All right.
Yes.
Okay, רגע, אני יודעת מה אני אעשה.
Fania, I'm off and have a great retirement.
Thank you, my dear. And I will, one of the things I'll be doing in my retirement is seeing you physically.
Hopefully, yeah. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, my dear. Take care. Keep safe over there.
Bye.
Most worried about my London friends, really. Okay, and we have in Berlin Adina Stern, my beloved Adina. Oh,
hi.
I love you.
Also Jan. Jan is also here.
Yes, I can see Jan now. Yes. Thank you so much for joining.
We miss you.
Well, you know, I think that before I will ever see Manhattan again, I will see Berlin.
Very hope.
That's a good idea.
A little luck, I will be seeing
Berlin is empty without you.
Yes, well, Berlin is never empty, but these days I worry about Berlin as well.
Don't forget Munich, Fania.
No, I would like to single out my beloved friends from Stockholm, Monica and Gerald, who are here. Dear, I can see you, dear Monica, and I think that Gerald is around too, who have known my father for I don't know how many years, both my parents, and loved my father for I don't know how many years. And your dear daughter Camilla was my father's publisher. And I love all of you with a very special love. Thank you for being here. And thank you for keeping so strong and so adamant. You have seen 1 or 2 disasters in your lifetimes, and this one is not the greatest of them. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here for all of us, dear Monica and Gerald. So before we, Avi Lifshitz, מה שלומך? My goodness, you are healthy too. Are you in Berlin or are you in Oxford?
I'm holding the fort in Berlin, yeah. And glad to see you and Ellie and everyone else in such good shape. Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, lots of success and good luck in the new path. And do come to see us in Berlin when you can. I mean, I hope one day I'll manage to kind of be admitted back into Israel, being unvaccinated yet, and to see you in Zichron. Yeah.
Oh, you will be. You will be. Will be. תשמור על עצמך, יקירי. Take care.
גם אתם, כן.
Friend Hans-Georg Zöffner, looking younger than ever, I have to say. And I'm very grateful to you for joining us and also for reading up on all the opinion articles which I flood you with. And this is my opportunity to apologize to those to whom I'm sending my opinion articles. And Hans-Georg, just like Hans-Bernd Schaeffer is one of my, Michael is one of my most adamant, untiring readers. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much.
שלחתי לך הרגע.
שלחת למי הרגע?
לפאינה.
So we are going to try to see the film.
Martin and Antoinette's film.
Okay.
Okay, I think I have it. So let's.
Yeah, thank you to Panya. Sorry. Oh, no.
Yeah, here it.
I'm glad
Martin,
to see you and other friends. And you taught me how words are. So all the best. I hope to see you again soon.
Thank you so much, dear Bernd. Vielen Dank, lieber Bernd.
Dankeschön.
Liebe dich.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Martin. And I'm sorry.
Actually, thank you, Antoinette. Thank you, Martin, too. But this was done with the beautiful craft of Antoinette Sachse.
Ah,
Hi, Fanya. Hi, Eli.
It was
I have
amazing.
to say goodbye and see you soon.
Soon,
For dinner. Sichon.
Hans-Georg, vielen, vielen Dank und Liebe.
Ich habe euch sehr gern.
לילה טוב. נדבר בקרוב.
I think it's time for almost all of us to say goodbye before I start crying again. אני מודה לכם. I cannot tell you how much I thank you. Gal, Amir, my dear former students and dear colleague, I have to say that I recognize your own words in there quiet, clearly and easily. תודה לשולמית היקרה. I don't know if I thanked you all. I don't know, but I would like to give a hug. I'm never allowed to give hugs to any Oxford Don because Oxford is not like that, you know, but here it's Israel. And John, if I could, I would hug you. If I could, I would hug you. Please consider yourself hugged.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. It's been a wonderful show.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And I know that we have overstated rather than understated our case, but sometimes these days overstatement is necessary.
No.
תודה רבה לכולם. Thank you all so much. I am deeply, deeply touched.
תודה, פניה.
ביי, תודה. להתראות. תודה לפיינה גם.
היה מקסים.
תודה רבה.
Thank
ביי
you.
ביי.
See you
soon. Bye.
Bye. Eli, I love your tie. Bye. Neshikot.
Neshikot.
Neshikot. This is to all.
I love your tie. South Park. Beautiful.
It's the first time I wear a tie in 1 year since Fanya's honorary doctorate ceremony in Uppsala.
Mazal tov. It's very nice. It's appropriate. South Park.
That was ages ago. יקירות שלי, יקירים ויקירות שלי, פאינה כאן, יונתן ששר לא רע בכלל. אורן, אתה היית מדהים, וזה באמת בית, ואני מרגישה בבית. וסנדי פה, וקרינה יקרה פה. קרין וקרינה, כן. זה היה מאוד מיוחד. זה נתן לי להרגיש שאני לא אני מין מפעל משותף כזה של אהבה קולקטיבית. אז אני אמשך ואנחנו נמשך. אין לי שום ברירה, מה זאת אומרת? ועוד יהיה לנו טוב כאן, אני חושבת. תודה, אהובים.
תודה.
תודה.
ביי ביי.
להתראות.
ביי לכולם. ביי פניה אהובה.
Fania, to be continued.
לגמרי.
קשה לעזוב. ביי נילי.
יונתן, זה הכפתור האדום למטה.
אני יודע. יש לי איזה ניסיון מסוים איתו.
אני מסיימת לכולם מספיק. ביי. נשיקות. אהבה.